The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod is one of those productivity books that encourages you to get up before 8 o'clock and start your day in an awesome way. So in this video, I'm going to talk you through the things I liked about the book, like the key elements, and how you can apply it to your life. Waking up early appears to be a really common theme when you read like the diaries of chief executives and entrepreneurs, and there are hundreds of books on the subject. Winston Churchill is the only person I've ever heard of at that kind of successful leadership level who had a late morning routine. Most people who we hear of today, like Elon Musk and Ariana Huffington, prize getting up early and getting on with their day. So the Miracle Morning is a really nice introduction into this. It's got a really gentle tone to it. It's not really hardcore. It's not a 5 a.m. book, but it does have a load of good takeaways to help you set up your morning right and get on with your day in a productive way. His premise is around making sure that you have an awesome day before 8 o'clock, and his journey has been quite an interesting one. He started off at the top of his game, super successful as a salesman, and then he was involved in one of those life-changing moments where he was hit head-on by a car, was dead for 6 minutes on the side of the road, and then spent the next 6 days in a coma. And actually he bounced back from that relatively well, but later on found malaise was setting in and it was difficult for him to get a routine. So he developed this Lifesavers acronym to help him make the most of the morning, but also set himself up and take action to move his life forward. And this makes sense on loads of levels, because actually as humans, one of the things that causes us friction is not knowing what we're doing or giving ourselves too many choices. So just like Mark Zuckerberg wears a grey t-shirt all the time and Barack Obama famously only wore blue or grey suits, it helps us to minimise the amount of decisions we have to make in the morning and reduces some of those friction factors that might stop you from getting out of bed in the morning. And also what's really nice about this book is about giving you a foundation of positive energy to start your morning off, rather than it being a really hardcore and extreme way to start your day. Some of the CEO diaries are unrelatable, they're in the gym at 5 in the morning, it's all really energetic, it's checking their phones, it's coffee, it's all kind of high energy. But what I liked about the Miracle Morning is it's a slower, more gentle introduction to your day. And also I think it's really nice to focus on how you want your day to start and the energy that you're going to take into it, rather than just sleepwalking into your day and just letting events take over you. We've all heard the downsides of picking up your phone straight away when you wake up and doom scrolling through news or social media apps, and because you start to take on the energy of other people and react to stuff that's going on in the world. So this is a really nice gentle foundation into your day that sets it up with a positive tone and helps you implement good habits that will have benefits throughout the day. I know I'm much more useful in the first few hours in the morning than I am late at night. And let's be honest, who needs an extra hour watching TV or catching up on Netflix? None of us really need that. So by going to bed a bit earlier, but making sure I get up and do this morning routine, I feel like I get more out of my days and feel better about myself. And the lovely thing is about this, when I do it, and I do it regularly, I feel like I've had a day off before I've started work or got on with the rest of my day. And so I know it's a cliche, but win the morning, win the day. It allows you to build in some quality time for yourself before other people's priorities take over and the world kicks in. But like most things in life, getting started is the most difficult point. And I think what was really good about this book is I realised that I'm not the only one who struggles to wake up in the morning. I always rate my ability to sleep as my superpower. I sleep 8 to 10 hours a night. I always have. Don't hate me. I don't have children. I get to sleep through the night. But I find waking up in the morning really difficult. And I thought that was a me thing. But actually this book says everyone feels like that. And he gives some really practical tips about how to get up in the morning once your alarm goes off, rather than hitting snooze and staying all cozy in bed. He gives 4 really key steps, which are really easy to implement, that help you get out of bed in the morning. So the first thing, which seems quite obvious, but that's to put your alarm clock out of reach, whether that's across the room, in a different room, but it means you physically have to get out of bed to go and switch the alarm off. The next thing he says is to go and brush your teeth, or I like to wash my face instead, but it's the action of splashing some water on and freshening yourself up. The third element is around laying out your clothes the night before and making yourself put those on. And after each of these stages, you can go back to bed if you want, but it just breaks down each of those barriers and gets your motivation level up. And the final element he recommends is to drink some water, which again is really good advice. I generally jump straight to drinking a cup of coffee, but obviously we all wake up dehydrated. So having a glass of water ready to go is another good way of getting your body up and moving. The nice thing is he says that you can go back to bed after any of those elements if you feel like it, but actually more often than not, once you're up and moving, you don't want to, and you're ready to get on with the next stage of his habits. So the SAVERS acronym has 6 elements to it. The first being silence, and you can do this through meditation or through just quiet reflection. Some people really like the apps Headspace or Calm. I actually just prefer to put some music on Spotify and set my timer to 10 minutes and then just sit there in quiet reflection, kind of processing anything that's come up over the last couple of days, and then also thinking about the day ahead. A is for affirmations, and sometimes they can be more tricky for you to kind of work your way through, but it's basically about setting a positive intention, either for that specific day, thinking about how you want to tackle an upcoming meeting or something that might be a bit awkward in a positive light, but also more general kind of the principles you want to live your life by or the things you want to achieve. So giving some time to what those affirmations will be. It's also really useful to have done this after your silence or your meditation bit, because it allows you just to kind of really bed those into a clear mind. V stands for visualization, and again that's about setting in your mind's eye like how you want things to work out or like what you'd like to achieve. So it kind of builds on the silence and the affirmations and just helps you to kind of visualize the things you want to do. The E stands for exercise, and this can be as gentle as you want to, so just a few stretches or yoga, right through to a really intense workout. And actually what I like to do is make this a bigger portion of my morning and like do a HIIT workout or something a bit high energy. I find like after the first few steps, which are all quite sedentary and like relaxed, which is lovely, but I want to kind of get a bit more energy going in my morning. So I prefer to do like high energy exercise in the morning and then like do yoga or something later on in the day to help me kind of wind down. The R stands for reading, which is a great habit. I think there's many things that are really positive about doing it first thing in the morning. So he generally like recommends a personal development book or something like a non-fiction, something you're interested in building some expertise or understanding of. And the great thing about reading first thing in the morning is your mind's quite fresh. And there's like lots of psychological studies that show your brain is more open to receiving ideas earlier on in the morning before it kind of gets clouded by all the bombardment you get through the day. So by reading, it again sets to like open your mind and think about things that you can achieve or different ways of doing things. And the final element is scribing, which is you journaling or writing down your thoughts. Now some of those might have been generated by what you've read or your affirmations, or could be anything else that's kind of racing through your mind. So it's great to do morning pages, which is where you spend like 10-15 minutes just writing down everything that's in your head, or you can use it to like write out a to-do list or the things that you really want to achieve in that day. So it's nice to kind of bring all the elements together under scribing and set an intention for the things that you want to do and how you're going to achieve them. The nice thing is about the Miracle Morning is that it allows you to focus on those cool habits, but also it's up to you how much time. Like I say, I flex the exercise time and reduce some of the other things. And you can do this, he recommends like an hour, 10 minutes on each, but you can do this in as little as 6 minutes if you just spend a minute on each element. And it's just that setting of that kind of slight routine, which allows your body to wake up naturally, but also for your mind to kind of be at optimum, I guess, like functioning. You've given some reflection time, you've taken on some new ideas, you've got your body moving. So it's kind of a really great foundation for the rest of the day. In reality, an hour is only 4% of your day, and we can all like spare that. It's just like making it a priority and making a commitment to yourself to do it. He talks about setting an intention the night before. So last thing before you go to bed, just think about, I want to wake up early tomorrow morning and I want to do these things. And it helps to reinforce to yourself that this is a commitment and a promise, but also sets that intention that that's actually like how you want to start your day. The other thing I really liked in this book is he sets it up to about making it attractive. Again, some of these things like exercising and meditation, we know we should do, but they're often seen as kind of habits or something we have to do. But he has a way of making it sound really appealing and making it feel quite indulgent and self-care. So he also encourages like a nice cup of coffee or using nice notebooks. Make it feel like quite a luxurious experience for you, so that you can really feel the benefits of it and make it something that you really look forward to, which in turn makes it easier to get up and do it the next day and the next day, because you look forward to it. It's something you want to. We all know that when we're getting up early to go on holiday, we're all happy to do that. And it's about making sure that you take that positive momentum to getting up early. It's not something you have to do. It's something you get to do and that you're actively choosing it. The good thing is about this is it's a really practical step and you can adapt it to how you want to do it. So you can try it for a few weeks, see what works, what doesn't. You might want to increase some music into your life, or you might want something more positive, like an upbeat podcast. But it gives you that kind of focus on and routine to bed in those good habits and make sure that you're setting your day up in a really positive way. As I film this in 2021, I think I've probably got 4 or 5 months before I need to start leaving the house for work again. I think we're probably going to be working remotely for a while. So it's a really good span of time for me to be able to bed in these really positive morning habits and make sure that they're a real cornerstone of my routine, so that when the world does wake up and we have to start commuting again, that I hopefully can take this forward. I'd love to hear about what morning habits you have, and if you've read the book and how you're going to implement bits into your life. I'm Liz, and my channel is Simplification, where we give you the tips, tricks and hacks to get the most out of your productivity and your corporate career to help you achieve your goals.